That's strange. It should be around here. What we need is a karakuri to help us find a camp. Here we are then. Let's get to work. Let me know when you're finished over there. coming together nicely, I think. Time for a break, maybe? We can have a chat while we catch our breath. You came to Minato from the west, didn't you? Along the mountain path. That means you must have walked right around the foot of the secret mountain. Isn't it a very difficult path? Hardly anyone uses it, and I'm sure no one maintains it. It was a sacred place for the hunters of old. Much like the Spirit Isle, I think. But I've never heard of any settlements or tracks that way. I suppose the weather's too inhospitable. Sometimes you see clouds of kocho fluttering around the mountainsides, though. I suppose it is. I mean, they're very pretty, but you're right. They're called eternity ringlets, that particular type of kocho. I suppose because they gather by the injured and the dead. In the old days, some people even thought that humans in kemono turned into kocho when they died. Anyway, ready to get back to work? Let's get this camp finished off. Let's leave it there for today, shall we? Another one? They're getting very frequent lately.
Really?
It was like a moving mountain. Honestly, I've never seen such a huge and terrifying kemono.
It reminds me of something I read in the records from centuries ago. A giant kemono ripped across the land. The castle, the town, the people. If this is the same creature, it would explain the frequent tremors we've been experiencing recently. Even the strange behavior we observed in the other kemono could be traced back to this giant.
All my life I've lived in Minato, and I had no idea such a kemono lived so close.
Well, kemono only stray outside of their territory in exceptional circumstances. And remember, all kemono, no matter how big or small, are sustained by the same energy. Celestial thread. And since celestial thread is ubiquitous, they have no need to wander in search of it.
But then, why has this kemono... could it be because there's no thread left in its territory, perhaps?
Yes, that's my hypothesis too. I believe our giant is hungry, due to some great change in the flow of thread in its environment. Now, we recently flooded our town with celestial thread by restoring the karakuri on the Spirit Isle. So, unfortunately, we've made Minato look rather appetizing.
But that's terrible. That means this kemono is going to expand.
I wish I could fault your logic, and I'm afraid we can't reverse what we've done. I had a nagging feeling that something might go wrong, but not this wrong. If only I had investigated the possible outcomes more thoroughly.
No one's to blame. None of us could have anticipated this. We didn't know anything. Didn't you say you'd encountered this bear once before? Heading from the sacred mountain to...
Oh. So that means it comes from a habitat to the north. But no, we don't have time to be pondering the cause. We must decide how to act, and quickly. Are you serious? I realize your hunting skills are exceptional, but no single person could dispatch a beast of that size! Even if everyone in town pulled together, the best we could hope to do is give it a nasty surprise to begin with before... No, come on, Suzuna. You owe it to Minato to fix this. Think now. Going along the Harugasumi Way, its enormous bulk will mean... I think that's the only workable strategy at this point. I'll talk to the elders about preparing the necessary karak. What I need you to do is buy us some time. Without a chance to prepare, I'm afraid we're doomed.
I wonder if I could... Sorry, I need to go and test something. Meet me later.
It's going to take all we've got to overcome this threat. The town needs your... Believe me, I'm doing everything I can think of.
The gunpowder ice? What would you like to purchase? The best of us that which is now useless to you may be a treasure to another. The best of us prepare for... I would so hate for your fine features to... Good.
Can you really? What? Be careful. No one wants to see you die out there.
Sorry to run off in the middle of a conversation like that, but I'll come straight to the point. I started playing around with some new innovations after all the karakuri came back to life, you see. And I think I might have come up with a weapon we can use to fight that giant kemono. It's clearly a rock kemono of some kind, isn't it? Did you notice how its body was covered in deep, and how kocho were fluttering around those parts? In the same sort of way that they... Well, if those crevices are wounds too, they could be weak points. And with my new weapon, which is why I really need those materials. I'm basically after a large quantity of iron sand. More than we have time to dig out of the ground. But I've remembered that Nobu mentioned a rumor about a kemono that scatters iron sand. I am sorry to be asking yet another favor. whatever it takes. We have... You've got them already? This is exactly what I need. Arigato. It won't take long. I'm going to make the greatest weapon you've ever seen in the short... I really don't know how effective my weapons will be against that huge creature.
All right. How are your preparations going? I don't remember the last time I was this busy. But at least we're more or less ready now. It's somewhat hobbled together by people working outside their areas of expertise. I've had to work the carpenter's fingers to the bone. But everything should be in place the next... The Crimson Treasury has supplied an assortment of forbidding items too. I'm a little curious as to why Kogyoku had so much gunpowder in stock too. Still, ignorance is zen, as they say. I know the wretched creature is only searching for sustenance. This is a battle we cannot afford to lose. That's why we've pulled out. I'm delighted to hear you sounding so confident. Perhaps the new weapon Natsume has developed has something to do with that. Still, anything could happen out there. Make sure you have all the right equipment in full working order. Oh, and Togahime wanted to speak with you. I suggest you show your face before we're plunged into...
Are you the hunter who went to the Spirit Isle? The one who made the wheel turn? It made Ji-san so happy. I wanted to say thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. Ji-san said it used to turn back in the day. That's before I was born. And he said it was a really big thing when it stopped turning. He tells me lots and lots of stories, you know? Oh, like the one about a huge tortoise on the Spirit Isle with coral on its back. Ji-san used to be a merchant, and he told me he saw a piece of its shell for sale once. Do you think there really is a kimono like that on the island? Could you go and have a look for me?
Your efforts put me to shame. They will be laughing at me now in what should have been my family home, delighting in their decision to exile me here. This represents every step you have taken on your hunting journey in this realm. There is so painfully little I can do to assist, though I would gladly suffer broken bones if it would help. I see the citizens are expending every effort for our town, yet you are charged with the most onerous task. Are you ready for the battle ahead? In that case, may I take a moment of your time? There's something I would like to explain before you head into battle. I have been seeking assistance for Minato, but every clan is embroiled in the wars raging to the west. All have refused me outright. Even my own Ago clan offer no support. None of them, including the head of the clan, my father, have the slightest interest in Minato. In their eyes, it is worthless, good only for its inevitable destruction by Kemono, a fate they hope I, its steward, will share. Forgive me. None of that is your concern. I am powerless to do anything but circulate through the town and off, so I have no choice but to implore you, an outsider, to lend my home your strength.
It's on the move!
Well, the cannon is ready for action. I just hope it holds out. It's never seen a battle like this before. I wish that Kemono would leave us alone. But it's too late for wishes now. Good luck.
This is it! Yosh! Clear the decks! Buy us the time we need. I know you can do it.
advantage.
All right, we're there. Crossbows loaded and ready. You'll finally have some well-deserved support.
might actually work! Muzzy! Run! Take cover! serious.
If all the catapults are wrecked, we've had it.
Imagine us. We're finished. You have to slay the thing before that happened. It's all on you now, Chief.
You're our last line of defense.
Is it?
Did we win? Oh. Oi! Oi! Everyone! We won! We won!
Yes!
Now please let that be the end of it.
Perhaps I underestimated you.
I'm so relieved you made it back safely after a battle like that. Ujishige-san told me what you did. Defeating that giant kemono on your own, when all the defenses we'd prepared were spent. Togahime has asked to see you. She didn't say why. I imagine she'd like a report on the successful defeat of the kemono. I'll be at the forge if you need me. I have a cannon to repair.
This sake will be languishing in its flask if it wasn't for your efforts. So here's to you, Chief. Kanpai.
You are such a treasure. You've exceeded all my expectations. After making it pains me to have you pay full price. But I have some. You may examine anything in as much detail as you please. Perhaps you were hoping to. It pains me to have.
You honestly never.
I heard what happened. What do you want? Hime-sama was asking.
If it wasn't for you, have a think about which of my little ones you're most interested in. Whew. We couldn't have done it. Thank you so much.
Your flash of thrill.
Minato is saved. Thanks to you. What a magnificent service you have done for us. I dare not imagine what might have come to pass were it not for you. As steward of Minato, I shall be forever in your debt. I wish to reward your efforts somehow, but... I am afforded no influence over matters here in Minato at all. What can I possibly do? Ah, of course! Ichi!
You called, Hime-sama?
The festival of returns of which you once spoke. Is now not the time for Minato to celebrate again? When Great Kimono would pass, the town would come together to honor the beast and release its spirit. Would they not?
Indeed, Hime-sama. An excellent idea, I'm sure. Allow me to discuss the matter with the elders. I believe they may favor the suggestion, especially since the revival of the Karakuri has stimulated such an interest in the ways of old.
Good. I have made a very fine proposal, I think. And should it come to pass, I wish you much fun and excitement. Arigato. That will be all. We will make all the necessary arrangements for the festivities. I am sure you ought to rest.
You're enjoying the festivities, I hope. Records suggest the last time this Festival of Returns occurred was more. But at that time, the supply of celestial thread from the Spirit Isle was already faltering. So it must be even longer since the festival has taken place properly. It's in my nature. If there's something I don't fully understand, I'm compelled to study it. In fact, I was just doing some research on the Kuninarashi. It seems that Earthbreaker had been dormant for a good 10 years in a region north of here. It must have covered quite some ground, passing the Sacred Mountain and continuing southeast along the Blossom Trail, perhaps in search of celestial thread. I can only presume the arduous journey took its toll, resulting in those fissures the Kocho were swarming over. And finally, the great beast succumbed to human hunters. I suppose it failed to find a suitable feeding ground. Either that or celestial thread levels all over Azuma are waning. There was a terrible war here in this region about 15 years ago. Great forests burned and there was a mass territorial expansion as many Kemono sought new habitats, which is what drove humans out. If the changing flow of celestial thread is going to result in renewed Kemono unrest across the entire region, then, well, I'll continue my research, and you continue to exercise caution when you're out hunting. Ah, Natsume was looking for you.
The hero of the hour.
It's good to let yourself go sometimes. Who cares if you make a fool of yourself?
What delightful festivities! This is delightful, and we all know who we have to thank for it. It stung a little to donate my entire stock of gunpowder, but festival sales are soothing the pain. And Minato is to enjoy your stimulating company for the foreseeable future, Liz. A profitable outcome for us all. What a heartwarming day.
Enjoying yourself?
A big party with the whole town. Doesn't get better than this.
Well done. It's a great party, isn't it?
I haven't had fun like this in so long.
I'm going to lay it on thick tonight.
Yeah. This is all thanks to you.
Over here! As an outsider, some people were a little wary of you before, but everyone will have to accept you now. Please don't say that. Most of us in Minato welcome people from elsewhere with an open mind. There's no feeling that outsiders should be treated differently. After all, most of the town's residents were outsiders once upon a time. In ancient times, There were lots of hunters living across Azuma, and they all helped each other out. Then later, when the samurai rulers gained power, this area became a province overseen by a Shugo governor. The samurai slowly pushed hunters further east until they were left with nowhere to go but Minato, here on the eastern edge of the region. Generations of hunters have lived here, mixing with others who fled to Minato to escape difficult lives under the samurai. And now you've arrived, with your amazing ability to conjure and control karakuri. Perhaps you're the person Minato has been waiting for, come to rescue us from our plight. Maybe this is your true purpose as a hunter, even. Sorry, that was presumptuous of me. But it would make me very happy to think you're starting to feel a fondness for Minato. Anyway, have you been enjoying the festival? The Rite of Returns will be starting soon at the altar. I'm glad. Shall we head over to the altar together? Fire liberates the soul. The beast's spirit will return to the heavens and rest until it's reborn in a new body. It's one of Minato's oldest rites.
It's a load of old hokum. Forget the next life. There's enough to worry about in this one. Isn't that right, Chief? Oh. Is that?
The bird of auspice. It's flying so close. It can only be a good omen for our town. Minato will prosper like it once did. Even more, perhaps.
Forgive me for intruding. Are you awake? There is a matter of some urgency I must discuss with you.